Hi my friends, welcome back. Today I'm sharing 3 beautiful fall DIYs. They're simple, elegant, and so perfect for easing us into fall. Let's get started. For this project, we're going to be using this metal pumpkin from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use my heat gun to help remove this sticker because it's been in my shed for a couple of years now, and it's really stuck on there, so the heat will help that glue soften up, and I'm just going to peel it right off. Next, I'm going to remove the pumpkin from the stand so I can reposition it. It was sitting too close to the front, leaving very little room for the florals I'm going to add. I'm going to sand and wipe down the stand. I'll go ahead and fill the 2 holes with some spackling. And when I reattach the pumpkin, I'll move it further back to give me plenty of room for my flowers. Then I'll just set that aside and let it dry, and we're going to move on to painting the pumpkin. For the paint, I'm using plaster from Waverly Chalk Paint. This is one of my all-time favorite colors to use. I'd like to use it year-round, but especially in the fall. It's such a beautiful, creamy, neutral color, and it just pairs so well with any color decor that you want to use it with. And because this is a metal pumpkin, I'm going to give it 1 coat, and then I'm going to dry it really well with my heat gun, and then I will let it cool off because it's metal and heat. So you want to let it cool off, and then I will come back and give it another very generous coat of the plaster. And then I'll just set it aside for a few hours and let it dry completely. Next, I'm going to lightly sand over the areas where I use the spackling to fill in the holes, and then I'll give everything a good wipe down before we move on to staining. And for the stain, I'm going to use antique wax, and I'm going to apply it with the baby wipe. I'm not watering the wax down because I want the stand to have a really rich dark brown finish. If you prefer a lighter finish, you can thin the wax out with a little water, and then after applying it, you can just immediately wipe back any excess with a clean baby wipe until you get a lighter color. And then once I'm happy with the finish, I'll just set this aside and let it dry overnight. I want to add a little definition to the grooves, so I mixed together plaster and pumpkin until I got this really soft, pale orange color. And then I just lightly brushed that color into the grooves of the pumpkin. And when I finished, I stepped back and realized I had gotten a little heavy-handed in some areas. So using a small brush and a little bit of just the plaster paint, I just lightly brushed it over those areas to lighten them up a bit. But it still kept the definition in the grooves, which is what I was looking for. I also dabbed my finger into the pale orange color and just lightly ran my finger around the outside edges of the pumpkin just to give that some definition, and then just tie everything together. For the stem, I'm using Apple Barrel's Nutmeg Brown, and the first couple of coats went on a little thin and streaky, and I was really having trouble with it, so I was just making sure I was drying it in between each layer. And then after about the 3rd coat, it really started to look nice, and I was getting that nice even coverage that I was looking for. And then to give the stem a little more dimension, I took a small detail brush and just very lightly added some khaki. And then just using the nutmeg brown that was left on my brush, I just lightly brushed back over that khaki color to soften it and blend everything together. I'm just going to put the 2 pieces back together, and I'm actually using the bottom part of the stand. I just thought it looked much nicer once the wax had had time to dry. And then I'm just going to start adding in my greenery. Y'all know this is my all-time favorite part. And the greenery that I'm adding in is from Amazon, and so is the little flower there on the table. They were left over from other projects. And then the little white berry bush on the table is from Michael's from last year when they were clearancing out their fall stuff. I'm keeping the colors for this project very soft and neutral, but if that's not your style, absolutely use the colors that you love. I'm just here to give you some ideas and inspiration. And this year, I've just really been enjoying these softer tones for early fall. As we get further into the season, though, you'll definitely see me bringing in some of those richer, more traditional fall colors. So hit that notification bell so you'll know when my next video is going up. But truly, I'd love to know what you prefer. Do you ease into fall with the softer neutral tones, or are you ready for those rich, vibrant fall colors right from the start? Let me know. I am so happy with how this piece turned out. It's just so beautiful and elegant. And who would have thought that this started as a gray metal pumpkin? We're going to give this pumpkin a much needed makeover. I've taken it outside, given it a couple of coats of the Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte, and once it's dry, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tape it off into 4 sections. And the sections that doesn't have the painter's tape facing inwards, those are the sections we're going to be painting. You'll see what I mean here. And I'm going to give each of the sections, I ended up having to give them 3 coats of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Celery. When I removed the painter's tape, I noticed that my lines weren't very good, weren't very straight. I told y'all before, I'm a messy painter. And to help cover that up and disguise that, and to give some definition to the segments, I'm going to go in where the green and the white meet, and with this gold bead wrap, this is just from the Dollar Tree, I've cut it into strips, and I went ahead and removed that really sticky backing. I just don't like that, so I just pulled it off and removed it. Using a little bit of hot glue, I'm just going to go in between again, where the green and the white segments meet only. I'm going to decoupage each of the white segments. I didn't think I was going to leave those blank, did you? Y'all know me better than that. But anyway, I'm using tissue, and I printed out more of these beautiful fall florals from Canva. And once the ink dried, I came back with this hairspray and give it a good spray. Let that dry, then I popped it in my oven on 200 degrees for about 5 minutes. Please keep an eye on it for safety reasons. Then I'll come in and I'm going to fussy cut each of the flowers out. Now the reason I spray my design with hairspray and then pop it in the oven is because it will seal in that ink and keep it from bleeding whenever you decoupage. If you're using the iron-on method, then you don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to be using Mod Podge on this pumpkin, and obviously I can't use the iron. I use way too much Mod Podge. I'm heavy-handed at times, so just a little bit of Mod Podge goes a long way with this. And I'm just starting to use a sponge, and for whatever reason in my mind, the sponge should be wet. It should not. It needs to be dry. So the combination of the two caused just a little bit of bleeding, not much. It was just very minimal. I can see it, but anywho, not much. But just keep that in mind. Dry sponge, less Mod Podge. But anyways, you can see here on screen, I'm just tapping with this sponge. You don't want to drag it across your design because it will tear it. It's more substantial than tissue, but you can tear it. So just be careful of that. Then once I get everything in place, I'm coming back around the edges with more Mod Podge, just smoothing and sealing everything in. Then I hit it with my blow dryer and dry it really well before I move on to the next segment. Now you could absolutely stop right here, add a stem, and call it finished. It is so pretty the way it is. But we're going to take it one more step and add some florals to the top of the pumpkin. And off camera, I went ahead and hot glued one of these round styrofoam pieces. You can pick these up at the Dollar Tree. I also cut it down just a bit. It was just a little too tall. And I'm going to be using florals that I have on hand. everything that I'm using I already had on hand except for one thing, and I'll get to that in a moment. And the piece I'm cutting down right now, I believe this was from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to insert it right into the center of the styrofoam piece, just kind of spread it out. It's going to kind of just be my tall centerpiece, and then I'm just going to work the rest of my flowers in around it. And these gorgeous sunflowers that's laying on the table, those came from Walmart, y'all. I've actually had them 2 or 3 years. I just keep reusing them. I store everything in a tote in my shed, so a little trick I like to use to fluff them back up when they're looking a little sad is my steamer, and you see how pretty and fluffy they are. These beautiful dahlias are actually from the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. They are just so pretty. The greenery that was on it, not so much, so I stripped that off and added some higher quality greenery on there. Actually, they came from the white sunflowers. They just had way too much greenery. That's a little trick I like to use when you have a less expensive flower and the greenery just does not look good. If you'll add some higher quality greenery to it, it just takes it to that next level and makes it look so high end. I've gone ahead and filled in with some greenery and flowers from my tote, and now I'm just popping in these little, I'm not sure what they are, maybe cattails with the little feathers on them. I only have 2 left over from last year, so I'm just popping them on either side of the arrangement. And then I decided to add these little flowers in. These came from Dollar Tree, and these are the new items that I'm popping in. I actually bought these for another project that's coming up soon, but I'm going to use some of them in this arrangement. I think it was just the perfect touch, and I removed the red berries and the little red leaves. They just didn't look good in my opinion, so I removed those, and I'm going to add in these little white berries, and I think that's just the perfect finishing touch, and I love this so much. It's a little bit wild, a little bit crazy, but that's what I do. I love my arrangements. It's a little bit wild and crazy. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I absolutely love it. I'd like to know what you think about it. I wanted to make a fall candle ring to go on top of the candle holder, so I didn't have a ring or anything like that. Wish I had had one of the little grapevine small wreaths. Didn't have anything like that, so I decided to make something of my own. So I'm just using a piece of this vine. It's from the Dollar Tree as well. Cut off a piece, removing all the green leaves, and then I'm just going to work this green wire back around because I want to preserve those little plastic nubs that are sticking up, because I'm going to add my own leaves. And these also came from the Dollar Tree. Pretty much everything that I'm using, there's a couple of things and I'll tell you what they are, it did not come from the Dollar Tree, but almost everything else did. And again, as you can see, I'm just working that greenery around there, making sure those little nubs are sticking up where I can add my own leaves. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the ends of this vine to help keep it in place while I'm wrapping it with the floral wire. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start adding in the leaves, and I'm not using the yellow ones. I'm only going to be using it looks more brown on camera, but in real life it's really kind of peachy pink, and I thought it would just complement the rest of my colors so well. And I'm also adding just a touch of hot glue just to make sure those leaves stay in place. I want to add in these really pretty white pumpkins, and I want to say they came from Walmart last year. It may have been Dollar Tree, but for whatever reason Walmart is sticking in the head. But anyway, I'm going to use a decent amount of hot glue but you don't want to use too much because remember, we only have right now this little tiny ring that we're attaching our items to, and if you put too much, it's going to get real messy real fast. And as you can see, I'm just holding it there in place until the glue starts to set up. It did take a little minute because I did that with each one of those pumpkins, and I'm also going to do it with these gorgeous flowers. Now these came from Amazon, and I believe I've had them for 2 years now, so they're getting a little ragged around the edges, so I thought I'd go ahead and use them a little bit, and I'm just going to add them in just like I did the pumpkins. I'm just going to keep popping in little bits and pieces just to start filling in the candle ring. That way it won't look quite so sparse. And I think it's really starting to look really, really pretty. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite, and I will see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful week.